Now the top 10 best new TV series that have already been released. Bodies. Bodies takes place across 4 different time periods in London as 4 detectives investigate the same murder mystery. In present day, veteran pathologist Jack Hodgson leads a team of coroners working to solve a recent killing. In the 1890s, Inspector Samuel Quayle utilizes early forensic techniques like fingerprinting to find the murderer. In the 1940s, Detective Rose Renton tracks a serial killer during the chaos of World War II air raids. And in the near future, artificial intelligence Maple helps technologically enhanced Inspector Jules Adib piece together clues. Even though the eras and investigators are different, eerie connections suggest it is the same perpetrator across the ages. Each episode focuses on a detective hunting the killer in their respective time period while slowly unraveling the larger mystery that spanned centuries. Period details enrich each storyline, from the rudimentary methods of the past to the advanced technologies of the future. As the detectives get closer to the truth, they find themselves, and their loved ones, in grave danger. Bodies provides a thrilling look at murder investigations across 4 distinctive time periods linked by a single confounding case. This gripping crime drama demonstrates how far criminal forensics have advanced over time while also revealing the killer instincts needed to track a murderer remain the same. Ganbe. Set in the same universe as the hit series The Boys, Gen V follows a group of college-aged supes, young adult superheroes who got their powers from the mysterious Compound V. The show takes place at Godalming University, a prestigious institution run by Vought International that trains the next generation of heroes. But these ambitious, highly competitive Gen V students will do whatever it takes to land the coveted few spots in the Seven, the world's premier superhero team. The series revolves around speedster sisters Marie and Michelle who join Godalming's freshman class. While Marie dreams of becoming a hero like her missing supermother, Michelle just wants a normal life. The line between hero and villain soon blurs as the rivalry between the Gen V students intensifies, leading to pandemonium on campus. When the students discover the dark truth behind their origins and powers, they begin to question Vought's motives for molding them into heroes. With hormones raging as new abilities emerge, their limits will be put to the test in brutal challenges to become the top-ranked supe. With hormones raging as new abilities emerge, their limits will be put to the test in brutal challenges to become the top-ranked supe. Twisted Metal. Based on the classic vehicular combat video game, Twisted Metal brings the mayhem to live action in a gritty post-apocalyptic setting. The series revolves around a motor-mouthed outsider named John Doe who is offered a chance to change his life. But first he must successfully cross a dangerous wasteland to deliver a mysterious package. With the help of a trigger-happy car thief, Doe sets out on this treacherous journey in an ice cream truck retrofitted for combat. Pursued by savage marauders driving weaponized vehicles, Doe and his crew must rely on their wits and skills to survive the brutal gauntlet. Making things more chaotic is the deranged clown Sweet Tooth, the domineering warlord who sponsors the annual Twisted Metal competition. Packed with ferocious car stunts and twisted humor, the series captures the anarchic spirit of the classic games. Lean into the mayhem as Doe risks it all in this pedal-to-the-metal post-apocalyptic adventure where one must drive like hell to make it out alive. With its gritty settings and eccentric characters, Twisted Metal brings explosive car combat action to life like never before. The Continental. The Continental takes viewers back in time to 1970s New York City to reveal the origin story of the infamous hotel from the John Wick franchise. Long before becoming the shadowy manager of the assassin-frequented establishment, Winston Scott is introduced as a young man just starting out in the criminal underworld. Taken under the wing of enigmatic gangster Cormac, Winston gets a crash course in the violent dealings of organized crime that will groom him for his future role. From the gritty streets of Manhattan to the glamour of the thriving disco scene, we follow Winston on his rise up the ranks that is not without bloodshed. Charismatic yet lethal, he must quickly learn to navigate volatile alliances and betrayals within Cormac's crime empire. The opulent but deadly Continental Hotel becomes a central focus as its uniquely dangerous clientele shapes Winston's trajectory. Surrounded by criminals and killers, he builds the connections and reputation that will someday make him a kingpin. With its stylish period setting and kinetic action sequences, the Continental gives fans an intimate look at the ambitious young Winston Scott long before he became the ruthless advisor to hitmen everywhere. Witness the making of a legend set against the backdrop of 1970s NYC. One Piece. Based on the popular manga, One Piece follows the adventures of Monkey D. Luffy, a young man who dreams of finding the legendary treasure known as One Piece and becoming king of the pirates. After accidentally eating a devil fruit that turned his body into rubber, Luffy gains extraordinary stretching powers. With his special abilities and fierce determination, he sets sail to assemble a motley crew of pirate misfits dubbed the Straw Hat Pirates. Together they explore the vast ocean called the Grand Line in search of One Piece, while battling rival pirate crews, the Marine Navy, and and other forces of evil. Led by the carefree but very creative Luffy, the Straw Hats engage in a series of thrilling escapades and comedic misadventures. As Luffy and his tight-knit crew come together despite their differences, they learn more about their dangerous world and their own dreams. Their quest is filled with mysteries, intertwined histories, and ancient prophecies that hint at what treasures and tests lie ahead. With captivating action and endearing characters, One Piece illustrates the timeless story of underdogs rising to the challenge through camaraderie. It's a fun-filled pirate epic delivering high-seas adventure as Luffy and the Straw Hats strive to be worthy of the title of King of the Pirates. Hijack. Hijack is an airborne thriller following a commercial flight from Dubai to London that gets hijacked mid-air by masked assailants. The movie centers around Sam North, the brave pilot trying to protect his passengers and crew from the hijackers who have taken over the plane. As they make demands to authorities on the ground, North works discreetly to undermine their plans while trying to calm the frightened travelers. On land, investigators race to uncover the hijackers' motives and identify their mysterious ringleader. With limited communication to the aircraft, they scramble to piece together clues from the passengers' lives in a pulse-pounding game of cat and mouse. Tensions run high over the lengthy 7-hour flight as mind games between the pilot and hijackers escalate. Unable to escape while airborne, the passengers and crew become unwitting pawns in a larger political plot they know nothing about. Hijack provides white-knuckle suspense as one pilot combats faceless assailants 35,000 feet in the air. The claustrophobic setting adds to the tension of this real-time thriller as authorities desperately work to secure the aircraft before time runs out. Ahsoka. Set after the events of Return of the Jedi, Ahsoka follows former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano as she navigates the galaxy after the fall of the Empire. No longer affiliated with the Jedi Order, Ahsoka acts as a lone vigilante working to uphold peace and justice in a vulnerable new age. Her journey begins when she investigates a sinister emerging threat rising from the ashes of the Empire's defeat. This new evil force seeks to sow chaos and destruction across the vulnerable galaxy. During her dangerous mission, Ahsoka makes her way to an outer rim planet where she meets and befriends some locals. Together they become involved in her investigation, which points to an impending clash between good and evil. With the formation of the New Republic, the galaxy is in a state of instability and regeneration. Ahsoka must rely on her combat skills, force abilities, and sharp wit to battle terrifying foes and uncover the truth behind the malevolent force threatening the future of the galaxy. Her solo crusade tests her like never before as she navigates perilous situations without the Jedi Order at her side. But her heartfelt commitment to doing what's right motivates her onward. The series promises Ahsoka's triumphant return as she fights to bring light back to the darkness. The Fall of the House of Usher. Based on the classic Edgar Allan Poe horror story, The Fall of the House of Usher follows the wealthy Usher dynasty whose dark family secrets begin coming to light after a series of mysterious deaths. The show centers around charismatic billionaire siblings Roderick and Madeline Usher who lead a pharmaceutical empire. On the surface their lives seem perfect, until Roderick's son and Madeline's husband unexpectedly die, sparking suspicions of foul play. Madeline's daughter is sent to live with her creepy uncle Roderick at the foreboding Usher estate. There she discovers the history of madness and horror that plagues the Usher lineage. Sinister supernatural forces seem to haunt the house, even as Roderick conducts unethical experiments to pursue immortality. The longer the niece stays with the twisted Roderick, the more she uncovers about the unspeakable evils that fester within the House of Usher, threatening to bring the dynasty crashing down. Blending psychological thrills with gothic horror, The Fall of the House of Usher promises a riveting, modern take on Poe's macabre tale about a cursed family undone by generational madness. The lavish mansion holds sinister secrets waiting to be unearthed. The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. This Walking Dead spin-off follows fan favorite Daryl Dixon on a new adventure across post-apocalyptic Europe. After being separated from his group in the US, Daryl ends up in France and decides to embark on a solitary quest to return home. Haunted by traumas of the past, Daryl travels through the French countryside on his motorcycle. He soon discovers that while swarming with walkers, France has rebuilt a fragile civilization thanks to survivors who maintain hope. Daryl reluctantly finds himself helping the locals defend themselves against undead and human threats, unable to ignore people in need. Though reluctant to grow close to anyone again, bonds of kinship draw Daryl towards new and old relationships. Battles with walker hordes, clashes with dangerous gangs, and internal struggles plague Daryl's odyssey back to his lost family. Yet the resilient people he meets along the way rekindle his belief that humanity persists even in the darkest times. Featuring the gritty action and deep characterization Walking Dead is known for, Daryl's solo adventure provides an intimate look at how the apocalypse continues to impact the stoic survivor. Even far from home, Daryl can't escape the mission he's on, to protect the living in a world overrun by the dead. Lessons in Chemistry. Set in 1950s America, Lessons in Chemistry follows Elizabeth Zott, a scientist who dreams of making significant discoveries in chemistry. However, her ambitions are put on hold when she finds herself pregnant and alone, having been fired from her lab job simply for being a woman. With her future uncertain, Elizabeth takes a job as a host on a TV cooking show, delivering science lessons to housewives through basic kitchen chemistry. While promoting conformity for women at the time, she subtly challenges gender roles on air. As Elizabeth finds fame through the show, she uses her platform to focus on more controversial subjects, risking backlash and scandals that could ruin her career. Meanwhile, she continues working on experiments at home, determined to prove herself in the male-dominated world of science. Lessons in Chemistry provides a glimpse at the harsh realities smart women faced in 1950s America while celebrating one pioneer who found an unconventional way to subtly provoke social change. Through the lens of entertainment and cooking, it highlights the injustices of the era as Elizabeth tries to break through society's expectations of who she can and cannot be. Thanks for watching. Give us a like and comment.